namaste everyone. Welcome to the Charvak podcast. This is your host Kushal Mehra. So today we are going to be talking about Maharashtra politics. So just a little bit of a segue into the podcast, and before I get my guest in, so I slept in the night. I'm in Canada right now, and NCP was the opposition party. I get up in the morning and I have like tons of missed calls and messages from all my friends in Mumbai and Maharashtra. They're like, "Pata chala kya hua?" I was like, "Kya hua?" And then what the hell? And I see Deputy Chief Minister Adit Pawar. So I immediately message Smita. I was like, "Smita, podcast pe aa jao. We have to talk about it." So Smita, welcome.
Welcome. You never know what is going to happen tomorrow, huh? I'm telling you.
Yeah, so I think Smita, we will start. See, this is a podcast about Maharashtra politics. I know we are going to be speaking in English, but I mean, I think Raj Raj Thackeray explained it the best. I have to play this clip for everybody's benefit, and
Yes.
nobody could have explained Maharashtra politics in his quintessential amazing manner better than Mr. Raj Thackeray. So here's a clip, and Smita, I'll request you once I play this minute and 15-second clip. Now, I want you to translate it for our audiences also, but I want to play the whole thing in Marathi first. So here is the Raj Thackeray in his unabashed style explaining what has happened. So here we go.
मी काल माझी प्रतिक्रिया व्यक्त केलेली आहे की महाराष्ट्रामध्ये अत्यंत गेले 2-2.5 वर्षापासून जे राजकारण सुरू झालेलं आहे ते दिवसेंदिवस किळसवाणं होत चाललेलं आहे. कळलं का? कोणालाही या लोकांना मतदारांशी काही देणं घेणं नाही. या सगळ्या गोष्टींची सुरुवात सकाळच्या पहाटेच्या शपथविधीने झाली. मग शिवसेना काँग्रेस एनसीपी झालं. आता शत्रू कोण मित्र कोण काय कशाला महाराष्ट्रामध्ये काही राहिलेलंच नाही. कोण कुठच्या पक्षाचे जे काही हार्डकोर मतदार जे असतील ते का त्यांचे मतदार होते याचा सगळ्यांना विसर पडलेला आहे. स्वतःच्या स्वार्थासाठी म्हणून वाटेल ते कॉम्प्रोमाइजेस करायचं सध्या महाराष्ट्रामध्ये जे पेव फुटलेलं आहे. मला असं वाटतं लोकांनी या गोष्टींचा गांभीर्याने विचार करणं गरजेचं आहे. मी पुढच्या काही दिवसांमध्ये मेळावा घेणार आहे, बैठक घेणार आहे. त्यावेळेला मी तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना बोलवीन. मला महाराष्ट्राशी बोलायचं पण आहे आणि लवकरच माझा महाराष्ट्राचा दौराही सुरू होईल या संदर्भात पुढच्या काही दिवसांमध्ये. त्यावेळेला मी जागोजागी जाईन.
So long story short, I think what Raj was saying is I don't know what's going on. Who's the opposition?
Hear you.
So basically, Smita, could you translate for the benefit of everyone? You know what clip I'm talking about, Raj Thackeray, right? So what
No,
if
I'm
I
sorry, I didn't see this clip. So you tell me little background, then I will, because I saw so many Raj Thackeray clips in the last 48 hours.
So basically, what he was trying to say is, I think he summarized it very well. He's like, we don't know who the opposition is in Maharashtra right now. We don't know who the people voted for whom right now. Everything is all over the place. There is no such thing as a respect of the voters' mandate. Because let us go back to the original mandate, right? When the election happened in 19 or end of 1920 के period में, Shiv Sena BJP fought together, right?
Yes, yes,
And Congress NCP fought together.
yes.
Then one fine day, Shiv Sena said, tells BJP, Katti, मैं नहीं बात करता तेरे से. I'm not talking to you.
Yeah.
Then one day we see Ajit Pawar taking oath as a deputy CM with Devendra Fadnavis suddenly at 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Then after a few days, then after a few days, that thing goes to the rocker, and that is not done. Ajit Pawar leaves. Then we are back to square one. Then suddenly, Mr. Uddhav Thackeray takes oath as the CM of Maharashtra along with NCP and Congress. Smita, what the hell is going on in our dear state?
So my God, I can't. I think we should be taxing all of your entertainment tax. इतना free में entertainment तुम लोगों को मिला है क्या? In the last one and a half year. But on a serious note, I look at it. I look at it an aggressive BJP, and I've been saying it. It's the language which is now being used, the steps which are being taken. They're coming from the top. And I'll tell you, I think BJP in many ways, I look at it, they ran out of patience with these two parties. Party number one, their favorite alliance partner, given so much respect over the years. I mean, I have seen during my years of journalism, people like Pramod Mahajan coming, sitting, being literally summoned in Matoshri, sit with us, do the seat sharing. It was always like, we are on top, and y'all are the smaller party. Things changed, and I think they reached a stage with Uddhav Thackeray, the ultimate betrayal, because I think what Uddhav Thackeray failed to realize, that there was so much evidence in the 2019 Vidhan Sabha campaign, where everywhere they were saying that, now that we have Narendra in the center, now we need Devendra here. So they fought with Fadnavis as the CM candidate, and then he walks out giving this bizarre reason that he wants to be a CM. If you ask my opinion, Uddhav Thackeray is not fit enough to hold any constitutional position. He has never worked for one day in his life. Even as the Shiv Sena chief, he would rarely come to the Shiv Sena headquarters. Forget about doing anything else. And he proved it during his tenure. You keep the COVID, one and a half year of tough COVID time. In fact, Sharad Pawar's own book, which came out, Lok Maja Sangati, it's a Marathi book of his. It's literally like chronicling his entire career. He said people were upset with us because our chief minister only in 2.5 years came to work to his own office twice. Something I have been writing, and I've been getting so bad. I got so badly trolled when I said it, because one day I myself went to the Mantralaya, which is our executive headquarters, and I saw one cat moving around on the floor, which was supposed to be the power center of Maharashtra. So the way Shinde was taken was literally, what can you say, networked and taken away. It's the same logic with which the BJP is going after Mr. Pawar. This is a direct attack on Mr. Pawar, his political legacy, his political power in Maharashtra, and I would say that Ajit Pawar is just like a messenger used here. And the second thing, Kushal, nobody wants to talk, because the difference is when Shinde left Sena, everybody, especially Uddhav, even today, some of the things he talks like as if he's gone totally mental. Even today, after 1 year, and they were called Gaddars and they've taken money. Look at the way it's been 48 hours that Ajit Pawar has left. There's not a single negative comment from Mr. Pawar nor Supriya Sole, his daughter. Everybody saying he's my brother, he's my nephew. So everybody is behaving in a more. They're trying to do this sophisticated politics out here, while the Shiv Sena, and the only party even screaming, shouting, and humiliating today is Uddhav Thackeray, while Sharad Pawar is very calm and quiet. So I think BJP achieved two major goals. Politically, Uddhav Thackeray is lowest, and I think even the further low will come as we inch towards 2024. And for the first time ever, there is a calculated, I would say, like I won't say a coup, because everybody knew it would happen. I was expecting like 6 months before the elections, but it's a very calculated move where Ajit Pawar has done exactly like I would say, the IP of Mr. Shinde. He says, I am NCP, I am the party, and this symbol belongs to me. It's the same. It's like after 1 year, we are going through the same process. Maharashtra is literally, it is so politically unstable at this stage. Like, we really don't know. In fact, I met somebody today, Kushal, who was with Uddhav Thackeray, and he used to troll me a lot. And I said, Arey, kidhar hai? So I said, where are you now? He said, in Seda. I said, which Seda? He said, I'm in Shinde. I said, oh, you also gone to Shinde. Like, nowadays, if you meet a politician in Maharashtra, you should ask his name. Where does he belong and where is he expected to be by 2024? These are the three things you have to ask. So it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
So from a political perspective, let us focus now, if possible, let us educate the listeners and inform them about what are the strongholds of the NCP, and in Maharashtra, where they are, in which areas, and which caste groups are primarily the voting blocks of NCP, and
Yeah.
how much of an impact will Ajit Dada Pawar's exit from? I mean, I don't know. Isko exit bole kya bole? Kyun he says I am NCP, so I don't even know
Yeah,
if exit is the
he's
right
not
word.
an exit. He is not. He's branched out. I heard this today morning. He has branched out. Means God knows what it is.
Yeah, so could you tell everybody what are the in terms of Maharashtra, where is NCP strong? Which caste groups tend to vote more for NCP, and how does this play out in the overall calculation of not just Lok Sabha but then Vidhan Sabha later on?
So if you look at NCP, it's really amazing that NCP gets discussed all over in national politics. While today NCP is very strong, I would say like maybe three and a half districts of Maharashtra. But
Hmm.
the kind of, what can you say, power they wield is because of the aura they have created around Sharad Pawar. It's, I call it, the Lutyens is obsessed with Sharad Pawar. They feel that he's some kind of a Chanakya who turns tables around, and he is unpredictable. They've written books on him, the great Maratha and all. But let's look at the bottom line. They are very strong, according to me, in three and a half to like four districts, Western Maharashtra, parts of Vidarbha. But the political might only comes with the political persona of Mr. Pawar, who has been, I would say, around 55, 56 years in politics. We don't have politicians of that stature today and who are politically active. He's very alert, forget his health issues, pretty visible now, but he's very alert and he's still on the road. In fact, 2019, they created this big aura that he won this. It was raining and he was still holding that public meeting and he still won. Number one. Number two, the Maratha politics, the caste politics. In fact, his personal attacks on Devendra and the fact that Devendra is a Brahmin has been legendary. His personal attacks on Devendra, I never expected this to happen, but it has happened throughout since 2014. Okay, so though not, I would still not call NCP, and I'm sure even diehard NCP supporters would admit NCP is not even pan Maharashtra party. Okay, but it still holds is this thing because of the aura, this whole political dynasty, which is like the number two, number three are also in the picture, and the role Mr. Pawar has played very interestingly. I keep on reminding this because I was a student when this happened, that what actually Ajit Pawar has done today. If you look at mirror wise in 1978, Mr. Pawar did the same to his mentor and his, like, somebody he really looked up to, Vasant Patil. He left Vasant Patil, I would say backstabbed Vasant Patil, and went and formed a government with the Janata Party. He became the chief minister at a very young age. I'm not mistaken, 39, 40. And he continues to do so. Something which boggles me, Kushal. You look at every election after that, either he has left the Congress or he has come back to the Congress. He questioned Mrs. Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, and her nationality, then came back in the Congress, always given Congress the bad deal ever. Even in NCP Congress regime in Maharashtra, right from the last three governments before Fadnavis, he always got a good deal from the Congress. I think that he really, yeah, if you Bombaya language make Congress ko yeda ban ke peda, always he's given it and got the best deal. Even in the last government, Mahavikas Agadi, the best the best ministries were with the NCP. The finance and home was with NCP. So he's got the best deal. His political, somebody will say maneuvering, somebody will say his political astuteness, or somebody will say he's a real political bombaster who always got his way, done. And I think the first time ever that he's got a equally, like, you see a very different persona of Fadnavis. Fadnavis is say, okay, you're going to do this bombastic thing, I'm going to come onto you. So this is a battle, and in this battle, as of today, Fadnavis has won hands down. Hands down.
So yeah, so this is what I find very interesting is now Eknath Shinde is the chief minister, Fadnavis was the deputy chief, and now you have another deputy CM. Like, how many deputy CMs does the state of Maharashtra need?
I hope not more. But and even though people are saying, "Oh my God, ये सब हो गया अभी कल से क्या होगा?" So I want to say something. In this rather, this triangle, it is Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar who are very strong administrators, as well as political, they're mass leaders. The thing which I see from yesterday is that, oh my God, this Shinde, Fadnavis, Pawar, they are all managers. And it is Senior Mr. Pawar and Uddhav Thackeray are mass leaders. In such a big lie. I read it 2-3 times today. The all Fadnavis, Shinde, Ajit Pawar are all mass leaders. In this, Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar are very good administrators. I want to tell you, during MVA and during both the COVID lockdowns, it was Ajit Pawar who used to come to office and run this
Yes,
government, while Uddhav
yes.
Thackeray continued to be in his house.
Yeah,
So
this there
Ajit
was.
Pawar,
You remember the famous saying in Mumbai, right? Ki only Ajit Pawar was there at 6 a.m. in the morning and would leave at 12 in the midnight.
yeah, he was literally running the government. So Ajit Pawar is sorted when it comes to work. And today morning, I'm sure he must have. If I know a little bit of Ajit Pawar, he must have come to work. He's notorious for giving appointments to people at 7. I remember one senior NCP leader was told me, Dada told me to come at 7, and मुझे लगा शाम को 7. And then he reached at around apparently 7:10, and Ajit Pawar was very upset. He made him wait, and then 8:30 he told him come tomorrow at 7. That guy went at 6:45 in the morning. So Ajit Pawar is, like, pretty well known to, is a hard worker. Fadnavis is a bit sorted, is actually today. The buzz is, the person who's completely disorganized, works very hard, but is totally disorganized is Shinde. You want to beat Shinde at 2 o'clock, for all you know, he will never meet you by 6 o'clock. He has too many things on his mind, and his calendar is always very, not sorted. So this is a big challenge for Shinde also, to get his act together and work. But I feel both Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar, they are sorted. They are veterans. They're strong in administration. They will sail this through. Shinde will have to come around this triangle business very soon.
You know what shocked me was not Ajit Pawar becoming the deputy CM, was seeing
Hmm.
Praful Patel
Hmm.
and Chhagan Bhujbal right beside them. Now that was a shocker, especially Praful Patel, because Praful Patel is like the closest aide of Sharad Pawar. Like, what happened there?
I think if you know Maharashtra politics, Praful Patel eager to leave stories have been going around for a year. Okay, Bhujbal, yes, I'm little surprised but Bhujbal carries the entire Bhujbal and Bhujbal supporters. He's a very big OBC leader in its own might. There is that feeling that, when he was caught in this big scandal, he went to jail. There was not much done to take him out. He was in a jail for a very long time, for almost a year and a half, or more than that, perhaps. Not much was done for him. Even when he came out, not much was done to rehabilitate him. Not much role was played by Mr. Pawar. The active role he has been pursuing, I must tell you, the only NCP leader who's in jail even now is Nawab Malik. Even he played a very active role in getting Anil Deshmukh out on bail. But his supporters always say that kind of proactiveness did not happen with Mr. Bhujbal. So Mr. Bhujbal would carry this thing. But there's a very interesting piece of gossip I heard from a very dear friend of mine in NCP, and they were saying that now, there is this, the ED sword is hanging. It's a fact of life. For many in Maharashtra, and they were feeling that they are all now literally very old. Some of them are in their late 60s. Bhujbal, for all you know, must be in his mid 70s. Nobody really wants to end up in a jail. This is a gossip I heard, but yes, I am personally not at all surprised with Praful Patel. Praful Patel is very eager to come back in national politics. Very, very eager.
So, okay, So now let us look at the big picture. All right. So NCP comes in. Like, what electoral advantage does the NDA have with Ajit Pawar's camp? Like, do you think the voters will shift to Ajit Pawar, or if Sharad Pawar and Supriya Sule stay where they are and they claim nahi ye NCP meri hai? Because I think kitne MP hain Lok Sabha mein NCP ke? I think the Lok Sabha MPs are 5 or 6 something, right?
5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah, so they are
Supriya
clearly,
Sule छोड़ के सब आ गए यहाँ पे.
yeah, so they have, other than Supriya Sule, everybody is supporting Ajit Pawar, and I think there are 2 in Rajya Sabha. They are also supporting Ajit Pawar. So how the hell has the BJP managed this? This is like, my brain is
So
sare.
so I'll tell you something. If you look at that whole drama, I am no longer the president, I am resigning, Mr. Sharad Pawar drama, which reminded me of all the drama when Sonia ji resigned, threatened to not to become the prime minister, and wo sab drama hua, everybody cried and this and that. And of course Mr. Pawar came back and he has now made Supriya Sule and this one Praful Patel as two working presidents. So I don't know, the designations are also very funny. And when this happened, and you should see, somebody can just go and see the video, I had posted this, that when there was a dais and Ajit Pawar was there, he was wearing his dark glasses and he had a bottle, I think Bisleri or some bottle, and he was literally banging the bottle on the dais, and you could sense that. So all of us knew that it is inevitable that he is going to go. I think the thing which people are looking at, this entire cadre of NCP, big political backgrounds. They've been political players for decades. Okay, these are not small time. I'm not comparing. There's a big difference, Kushal, between the Shinde camp MLAs and the NCP MLAs. These guys are political masters on their own, winning with astronomical, numbers in their constituency. They've been around for more than 30 years, 40 years. And they will not admit it, they will never say it, but none of them saw themselves reporting to Supriya Sule. Okay, she's not considered as a serious politician. Ask anybody in Delhi, or ask anybody dare to say this even in Mumbai. She's considered to be like a socialite who's also dabbles in politics and social, in social work. That is the profile. None of them saw their future with her. Okay, and then they thought, why not? This is a very important year in Maharashtra. You are going to go for the biggest civic elections across the state. You are going to then to the Lok Sabha, and then you are going to the state election. It's a 1.5 year of very hectic political activity, and they saw themselves willing to jump. I mean, jumping comes very easy to us at this stage. And that is what really happened. I don't think that Mr. Fadnavis tried to do anything, new. Mr. Fadnavis tried, he just had to nudge it. And people were asking this very important thing that, they had, with Shinde, Fadnavis had the numbers. Okay, so why did Fadnavis do it? So I think that is where the story lies. And for me, the story is, I believe so that even today, minus NCP, if you look at Shiv Sena and BJP in Maharashtra, their information is there are many BJP MLAs also whose performance is not up to the mark, and those seats are shaky. And the same thing goes to the BJP member of parliaments also. There are many seats which went, they are shaky, and they don't want to take the risk closer to 2024. They want to do it now. They want to see the repercussions. There could be some exits from their own alliance. There could be no entry. So they want this whole thing to stabilize, let's say, in the next 3 to 4 months, and then go into the election mode. Their first big, test will be the civic polls.
Yeah, but when is Mumbai BMC election going to happen? I mean, they have not. The courts have to decide on that OBC thing. They have not decided. In fact, when I spoke with Poonam Mahajan on the podcast, also I asked her, I was like, when is BMC going to happen? And she said the courts have to decide. Everybody keeps putting the ball onto the other side's court, but the point is like, Mumbai, which is like the major financial center of the country, and the state of Maharashtra, we don't have an election. Salah, हम क्या करें? हमारी बैंड बजी हुई है
It
इधर.
is true. It is true. The courts have to decide. But I also want to say this, which a lot of BJP supporters don't like it. I will never rule out. I'm saying this with great sense of confidence. I will never rule out Uddhav Thackeray from Mumbai. Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray from Mumbai. I am not even talking about Thane or Navi Mumbai. I will not rule out. And I think a serious BJP analyst knows this. So I think there could be a strategy where, there are many things which are likely to happen, Kushal, by the end of this year. Number one, the Mumbai Trans Harbour link opens. Part of the coastal road, if I'm not mistaken, opens.
Yeah, and
Mumbai,
I think by December आ रहा है वो coastal road.
yeah, the line 3 metro up to, if I'm not mistaken, from Seeps to BKC opens. So maybe there's a strategy working around it. The Vande Bharat trains has created a huge positivity, much to the irritation of UBT. The Vande Bharat's going in Konkan, Vande Bharat's going in Shirdi. So all these things are, if you realize that the focus Mumbai and all around Mumbai is infra. But I completely agree with you that we need the elections. We need a very strong municipal commissioner, or if possible, split the whole city. I have been saying it into two, have 2 to 3 commissioners, and area centric commissioner, because this city is just expanding like nuts now.
And I think it's time we have elected mayors, like proper elected mayors, not selected mayors. And I think I agree with Milind Devra there. Milind has a great suggestion about the elected mayor of Mumbai. I think Milind should be one. I like Milind. Milind ko hi bana do elected mayor.
Yeah, but everybody will oppose this, because
Yeah,
when
I
it
know.
came, I've been writing and listening about it for over 20 years. So because nobody really wants to give away the power,
Yes.
in all this. But
Because
in
power in
all,
Mumbai is power in Maharashtra.
exactly. And when Raj Thackeray is saying this, people said, "Oh my God, let us trust Raj Thackeray because he's the only one." But one thing which we are missing out in all this. I mean, where is Congress, Kushal?
Yeah, where is Congress?
Nobody. I mean, I'm surprised that the great fans of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, what are you doing? This party is. I mean, I have no words to express Maharashtra government. I'll give you by sheer numbers today, as the numbers stacked today. Mr. Pawar, despite being reduced to double digits of almost, I mean, on paper, at least you can say he is 14 or 15. He goes and appoints a leader of the opposition. Look at his audacity, and the Congress keeps on looking at him. Today, the head of Congress in Maharashtra goes and meets Mr. Pawar. And Mr. Pawar's is one of the organizational office and says, "What is this? I should be like, he should be the leader of the opposition." But
You're talking about Mr. Nana Patole.
Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I feel, and when I say this, they are saying, why you're giving them ideas. I really feel that in this crisis, there is a big chance for the Congress as well as the UBT. If they have guts, seriously, and organizational capacity, which is like very debatable, because in Congress's situation, there's absolutely no leadership. There is absolutely no state leadership worth mentioning in Congress who could actually mobilize the party and go solo. Congress has a very good presence in civic, at the civic level, at the state level. Congress today, if they can reorganize and show guts to stand on its own. I have my doubts, because I feel that the next breakup is Congress, because I know many Congress guys who want to go to the BJP. So I am predicting it on your show. The next round will be Congress. So it is. And UBT, I mean, listen, what do you have? Your political guru, the guy who groomed you to this position, is facing his worst crisis. You are screaming and shouting for him, but nothing is going to happen to y'all in this alliance. Why don't you go and branch out on your own? If you are serious, like Mr. Pawar said, I will go to the people. I have not heard Uddhav Thackeray saying I'm going to the people. Because to restart, I'm telling you, Kushal, to reset and restart is very, very tough. Those leaders who will be on the field, travel, meet people, understand them, connect with them. Honestly, in public life today, we don't have leaders like that anymore.
Yeah, it's becoming very complex. But what do you make of, let's say, Ashok Chavan, Nana Patole, and all these guys in the Congress? And where do they go from? Okay, Nana Patole has had the grip on the Congress in Maharashtra at least, but what about Ashok Chavan then?
Tainted, but I have heard he's desperate to go to the BJP.
That's why I asked this question.
He's desperate. But I mean, it's unbelievable. And guess what? I don't know. I never saw that interview, but I think Prithviraj Chauhan's interview to India Today, I think he hinted that there's so many people within my own party who want to go. And I like the fact that Prithviraj Chauhan is saying so many people. For all you know, Prithviraj Chauhan must be trying to get in touch with फडणवीस. फडणवीस के फोन की हालत देखो ना, कितने लोग उसको फोन करते होंगे. My God.
Yeah. Devendra ji must be keeping his phone aside nowadays, these days. Just like, I'm too busy, bro. I'm too busy.
But if the language he's saying that, I never forget if somebody betrays me. He has literally, I am saying, he's really, taken out the sword and he is gone on this chop, chop, chop. He is just going. This is a new Devendra. This is the new BJP. I like this aggressiveness. To say that, listen, we have to win. We have to win 2024. We have to win 2024 landslide. We need the numbers. We need the numbers for Lok Sabha. We need the numbers for Rajya Sabha. We are going all out. Abhi tumko jo karna hai, tum karo. We are going all out. That is the message.
And I think this Ajit Pawar entry may not have had so much of an impact at the Lok Sabha level, but at the Vidhan Sabha level, people don't realize that Maharashtra, the voting patterns are very different. Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. People change in India. They're like, BJP may not be so attractive at the Vidhan Sabha level, and they change their preferences. And people underestimate the goodwill that Ajit Pawar carries in certain corners of Maharashtra politics.
So I feel that with this realignment or repositioning or whatever we are going to call, Lok Sabha looks very safe for this Gathbandhan. Vidhan Sabha, it is going to be interesting because, see, there are hardcore BJP voters, okay? There are hardcore Shinde voters. Shinde is now seen as somebody who stood to the core value of Hindutva. He stood to the core value of the BJP Shiv Sena alliance. He is the Shiv Sena. So Shinde has this thing. And now there will be a whole bunch of voters, first of all, who are die-hard Ajit Pawar voters. He has a huge within the party for all this bravado, because see, tomorrow now, that's what I said, we don't know what is going to happen. Tomorrow is, they call it in Hindi, the Shakti Pradarshan. Both the sides, both the uncle and the nephew will have to show numbers tomorrow. And in that, I am predicting Mr. Ajit Pawar will win hands down. The younger NCP brigade will be also with Ajit Pawar. I'll tell you the reason, because their option is to go with Pawar's grandnephew Rohit Pawar. They would rather go with Ajit Pawar, who has perhaps a better political mileage than this youngster who probably, God knows what he does much. So tomorrow we will know. So there will be certain voters who will vote for the BJP. Some voters will vote for Shinde, and all the voters who would die hard vote for Ajit Pawar. So the only thing is that your messaging as you enter the election phase has to be a united front. That messaging, and I think here to stitch this messaging will be Fadnavis. Fadnavis will have to stitch this messaging.
Yeah. So what do you make of all these rumors that Is this being engineered so that Devendra Fadnavis is now going to the center? And like, what are the future roles? Like, do you? Everybody knows there are rumors inside that is Devendra Fadnavis going to the center. By the way, full disclosure, this is as someone who has been following BJP at least now closely for 13 years. I can guarantee people about one thing: Modi, Shah, BJP, nobody knows what is happening. Nobody knows what is happening. They keep their cards. But what do you make of all these discussions about Devendra Fadnavis going to the center and then Maharashtra BJP leadership being given to someone else? What do we make of that?
So look at Devendra Fadnavis 2014, 2019, literally like rock star like presence in Maharashtra. Maharashtra was number one, literally in every FDI. Literally, it was a very progressive state, and all the opposition was literally, I would say, kept in check behind the curtains. The IS lobby was supporting him. Comes 2019, and the fact that Fadnavis was constantly, after the 2019 verdict, the state verdict, Fadnavis was constantly calling Uddhav Thackeray. Uddhav Thackeray was not picking up his call. Everything became negative. From a hero, he became like somebody who was totally like a man who was betrayed. But he took the leader of the opposition role very, very, and he every session he would attack, literally bring their pants down. And every time he used to stand up and say something in the assembly, he would make headlines. Okay, so he took his job very seriously. But I think the fact remains that his equity between 2014 or 2019 and that 2.5 years, though he was performing well, his equity state-wise and national level equity came down. And he had a point to prove that these are the people who did this to me, and these are the people I'm going to hit back. And he admitted that I'm not like a political messiah. I can also negotiate and strike deals to come back to power, because what is the point if you're not in power? That's the argument. And I think he calculatedly hit back. And also that whole Ajit Pawar 2019, that swearing in, the whole thing, backfired on him. So he was literally down and out in 2019 and has literally risen back. But I believe that this is a very critical stage for Maharashtra politics. Okay. And I do not see personally any BJP leader as of today of the stature of Devendra Fadnavis in Maharashtra. So Maharashtra needs Devendra Fadnavis, because I think it's too much is at stake in terms of development, in terms of work. But the time for Devendra Fadnavis to go to the center will eventually come. Whether the time will come now or even after 2024 immediately, we'll see what happens this year. We'll see what happens this year, because they need somebody of that stature even to run an alliance government with Shinde is not a joke. And I know that he was very upset that he didn't want to be part of this government. They told him to become the DCM, to be a CM and then take the role of a DCM. Nobody likes it. Yeah, nobody likes to be number two when you are the number one, undisputed number one. I mean, the mandate was for him, Kushal. We forget that the 2019 mandate was for him, and then to be backstabbed and wait for 2.5 years, and again when you get the power, again take a backseat. The man has taken a backseat for over 4 years.
Yeah. Well, he did say in his assembly speech in Marathi, he had said at that time, "Ki I'll be back." Well, he was back.
He was
So
back.
yeah, but this is very interesting time in Maharashtra politics, like because that like the news or the rumors about Devendra ji going to the center as a major role being offered to him in the center are very high, and then like I hear multiple names inside the BJP, Sudhir Bau Mungatiwar, many other names being given. Now, Sudhir Bau is a major leader of his caste in his area, at least. Sudhir Bau is very well known in his area, and I personally found him to be one of the better performing ministers of the BJP government when he was the minister the last time this government was there. Sudhir Bau was a good, but okay. So somebody asked this question. I think it's a good question. Like, given the dismantlement of Shiv Sena and NCP, Like, does it help Congress in 2024, or like, is this like a blessing in disguise for them? Now they can tell the voters, all of you come to us because these people are all broken, kind of a thing.
They can, but are they doing it? I really expected something from the Congress. I mean, this is a time that the national leadership of the Congress should have been very, very active here. But they look little shaken because let's face it, this whole Sharad Pawar played a very big role in the whole Patna gathering, bringing everybody together. And he was supposed to play the next meeting also a very big role. What will be, whether Sharad Pawar will go for the next meeting, we don't know. So, why is the Congress looking hassled? I don't understand. Why is the Congress not taking advantage of that situation? Why is the central leadership of the Congress not here in Maharashtra reorganizing themselves? It is the biggest opposition party in Maharashtra today. Do they even realize what has happened? But they are not. I mean, it is an absolute tragedy. But I think the message to, if there are regional parties and regional dynastic parties across India, I hope they are watching Maharashtra. Okay, and they are watching Maharashtra closely, watching the reaction of ordinary NCP karyakarta is like, okay, thoda sa idhar udhar chillayenge, but they are fine, they're okay, because they also somewhere in their heart accepted that Ajit Pawar reporting to Supriya Sule is out of question. They knew it. So they are quiet and they will, I'm telling you, very smooth. The transition is already very smooth and it will be very smooth in the next 2-3 days. What happened with Shinde also? They tried to do some ruffians idhar udhar, but it was a very non-bloody transfer of power. And can you believe a non-violent, non-bloody transfer of power in Shiv Sena? It actually happened. So it's a
Yeah.
lesson to all of them. All these parties, listen, your Gen Next, unless they come out, they work for the people, and they don't demand these positions, even if they're extremely young, and even if they have no work to show. This is a message to all of you, that do not really care for your cadre. Listen to what the cadre says, and that is the only way forward. I think Mr. Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister, was bang on when he said the death of the regional dynastic parties. He was so bang on about it, and actually we see it happening in Maharashtra.
Yeah, and in a way, it's very interesting about the caste politics of Maharashtra. Like, there a significant chunk of NCP politics. Like, people don't realize, Maharashtra is one of those states, along with UP, that where the general category, जिसको बोलते हैं हमारे caste quota system के हिसाब से, there is a significant chunk of general category voters in Maharashtra. Unlike many other states in India, UP and Maharashtra do have a general category vote bank.
Yeah.
Does BJP only get general category votes? Obviously not. BJP gets votes cutting across caste lines, because the whole Hindutva thing has been that Hindutva trumps caste and Hindutva breaks the caste barrier. So when they vote for BJP, people vote as a Hindu first, as a Brahmin, or a Vanzara, or whatever their caste in Maharashtra is later on. But NCP is not that. NCP in its core nature was, whether we like it or not, in a significant way, a Maratha dominated party, right?
Completely.
Right. So
Yes.
now a lot of NCP's political rhetoric was very anti Brahmin in many ways, right? NCP's rhetoric was always there. Now BJP's rhetoric is clearly not that. BJP's rhetoric is caste as a concept itself needs to go. We need to vote as Hindus. So how does this marriage of Ajit Dada Pawar and BJP figure itself out inside the internal politics of Maharashtra?
So I think Ajit Pawar has already indicated that he says, I joined BJP Shiv Sena because I have to already worked with Mr. Shinde. So I've worked with Shiv Sena. So it comes very natural to me. Ha ha ha. So the other thing he says, that I want to work for the developmental strategy of Prime Minister Modi. You know, Prime Minister Modi is taking the country ahead, and we want to be part of that. This is where we see ourselves. He has not uttered a word about Hindutva or BJP's the nationalistic bent of the BJP. And I think what the BJP will, even if he doesn't do that, I don't think that the BJP will be very worried about it. The thing is, the core Ajit Pawar vote, if it is even outstandingly Marathas or even a caste below the Marathas, will come to the NCP, but this time it will benefit the BJP. It will not go against the BJP. So he has been given his space to work this out. The real thing will be, how will there be a seat sharing
Yeah,
across the,
that's
because
exactly what I want to spend
and
time on.
and not only seat sharing, you have to make this work. That's why I believe that the mature, even in the Shinde Fadnavis never disrespect Shinde, especially the chair on which Shinde, the political maturity of Fadnavis is what is making this work. And the political maturity of Fadnavis is very much needed in Maharashtra, I believe. And I mean, there's nothing wrong for a politician of his experience and stature. Today, so yes, I think on Sunday, Fadnavis proved his point. He won the battle, the long battle. He had tremendous setbacks. He won the long battle. He gave a message. Okay, he in this from 2019 he fell down 2-3 times, but he came out like a winner. But the thing is, it's all this is now being put. I mean, it's on paper. The numbers are totally in their favor. Lok Sabha looks like a literally like a walk. I mean, at this stage, but it's the assembly elections, including the civic elections, which will test them. He has to stitch this properly. He has to ensure that the development infra uh, investment atmosphere continues, and everybody, it's good to talk that you want to be part of the prime minister's vision for India, but you have to execute, you have to walk the talk also. So getting all of them into finally you have to get all of them in the BJP Shiv Sena mold. And it's not going to be easy, because they are not they are pretty progressives, I must say. The NCP is political, I would say, atmosphere in and around NCP is they're very hard lefty sometimes, and progressives. So pata nahi kaise hoga ye.
Nee,
It's the challenge.
which is why I find it very interesting, because the NGO sector has very close links to NCP in Maharashtra and Mumbai. You know it as well as I
Oh
do.
yeah, yeah.
So how the hell are these people going to maneuver around this? Like, but then Indian liberals, they hated Shiv Sena all their life, and then Uddhav Thackeray and Aditya Thackeray became the modicum of honesty and amazingness. Till the New York Times also gave them a clean sheet. That's how shitty the liberal worldview is. And the irony is, I'm a liberal myself, and I'm like, I can't be with these people anymore. They have zero honesty. Now, unlike that, a lot of BJP's core support base, even on social media, has shown and shared their disgust at the idea of NCP joining Bharatiya Janata Party. You see the level of honesty at the BJP support base. They're like, the BJP has done what they do. We don't like this. And this is the difference between voters. I see this, like, I don't know if you've felt it, but I
Oh
see
yeah.
disgust at the idea of NCP joining the BJP.
Oh, totally. Because the NCP, please remember, if you see the speeches and the statements of Shinde when he left and went to Guwahati, he says, "How can we sit next to the NCP and the Congress? अभी तो तुम्हारा deputy chief minister बन गया, you know, ये थोड़ी बाला साहब की शिवसेना है, ये कि हम लोग इनके साथ बैठे. अभी तो तुमने बुला लिया, अभी तो तुम्हारा deputy बन गया." So for everybody, this is a shock. And I am telling you, the people who are screaming the loudest, and quite so, are the BJP supporters. The people who are angry and fighting for the cause of Maharashtra are the UBT supporters. And amidst all this, look at the absolute maturity and calmness of the NCP supporters. They're here, they're watching. Because, look at the statements everybody has made. Just look at, that's the story. Sharad Pawar says what has happened is not good. I will take action. There'll be a committee. The committee consists of him, his daughter, and
Don't
one more
use
person.
my
Because
photo. Don't use my photo. Pawar
photo.
Saab said.
And the committee will consist of him, his daughter, and one more person because nobody really is there now. The daughter is saying, "Oh, Ajit Dada is like my brother. I'm never going to say anything." Then Praful Patel is saying, "But the president of NCP is Sharad Pawar. We are with him." I mean, and then Ajit Pawar is saying, "I'm just opened my new office." अरे ये पार्टी है, ये क्या मजाक चल रहा है यार? But still the NCP voter is, Sahab is great. He can do anything. Chanakya. I mean, साष्टांग नमस्कार यार टू द एनसीपी वोटर. क्या भक्ति है तुम लोगों की, आप रियल भक्त हो, सीरियसली.
Yeah, but it's amazing. Just think about it. See, this is why isn't it the good thing about the BJP support base that they bash their party so
Oh
much?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
which is what forces BJP to have a higher standard compared to others. Which I say, like, this NCP decision did not go down well with me. Also, personally, I hate the idea, but the point is, I don't control the BJP, right? I remember
Yeah.
in Chembur last time when BJP tied up, and I think Deepak Nikhalje was fighting in Chembur,
Yes,
eh,
yes,
right? And many
yes.
BJP people ended up voting for Shiv Sena. They did not. They were like,
Oh
uh, uh,
yeah, agree.
and they don't like the idea. And I remember people calling me the election before that. I get, even at that time, I think Deepak Nikhalje was fighting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they were like, how can we vote for this guy? We are not voting for this guy. It's like, ye
Oh
hoga,
my
wo
God, when
hoga.
this, the secrecy which happened on this whole event, like nobody knew. The Maharashtra's chief secretary was not in the picture. He was not informed. 11:30, 9:30, quarter to 10, media has been told there is a swearing in Raj Bhavan. Everybody thought, oh, cabinet expansion हो रहा है. So everybody messaging, यार Sunday को cabinet expansion, ये भी क्या है यार, फडणवीस शिंदे. I said, जाओ यार, जाओ जाओ. And 11:45, one very senior videographer is messaging me, ताई अजित दादा is here. I said, कौन? क्या पिया है क्या दो सुबह सुबह? I messaged him. क्या? Ajit Pawar is here. Praful Patel is here. I said, "Rakh phone, yaar." Then I called up the PR person of Raj Bhavan, and he said, "सब लोग इधर आ गए हैं." Like I said, okay, TV पे देखती हूँ. But nobody knew. Look at the level of secrecy, especially the entire progressive left liberal media in Maharashtra is absolutely, I would say, card carrying members of the NCP. Itna secrecy was maintained to get this thing done. But and I'll tell you, the first reaction of everybody in my Twitter DM, Tai, done. I can't vote for them. It's over. My vote is gone. मैं तो नोटा करने वाला हूँ. ऐसे तुम लोग थोड़ा शांति रखो यार थोड़ा. Still, even till today, 50% are saying हाँ देखते, but 50% are saying done. BJP, you just lost my vote. I can't see it. It's amazing, huh? Serious. और एनसीपी वाले भी देख रहे हैं. मैं कहाँ जाऊँ? I will wait and watch. कल तो बड़ा दिन है उनके लिए. We'll figure it out. But like what they're saying, साहब 82-year-old man will go on the street. I said, what a tragedy यार. कोई दूसरा नहीं है आप लोगों के पास बचा. अभी इसको ही लेके आओगे. So that is their big thing. 82-year-old, man will come out on the street and gauge people's, ask people to vote for him. What a
So,
travesty, no? Seriously, of the party.
yeah. Yeah, but see, honestly, they should have given Ajit Dada Pawar the leadership of the party when he deserved it. They did not. And again, this reminds me of the old Uddhav Thackeray, Raj Thackeray tussle. And when Bala Sahib gave it to Uddhavji rather than Raj Thackeray, when Raj Thackeray was clearly the one who deserved it way more than Uddhav Thackeray. But it is what it is. At times, politics and emotions are
But
not.
I clearly remember I was a senior assistant editor in a paper called the DNA those days, and I got a message from Raj Thackeray saying that call. What's phone pay? So I said, call. He said, where are you? He said, I want to talk to you. And there was a very senior journalist in Times of India called Mr. S. Balakrishnan. He's telling me. So, and we both messaged each other saying that, we knew this is happening. So he had to tell us. And we got the story that he is leaving. I mean, he gave it to both of us. I must say that in all the arguments, it's not fair because there's a lot of private conversation. But I think one of the fair thing he said was that even if there was an attempt to, like, split it and give it part of it to me and part of it would never work. It even this whole thing that I'm giving it to Praful Patel, part of it, and Praful Patel belongs to the Ajit Pawar camp. Okay, Praful Patel is very close to me, but so it is like you are also being kept happy. But the point is that people, that it's power sharing, and the cadre is going to get torn in two different sides. You will never. It's like having two CEOs, Kushal. It never works. You need a clear mandate, though and eventually even Bal Thackeray succumbed to it, and Sharad Pawar also succumbed to it. So when it comes to, they could be a people of diverse ideology, but they succumbed to it. So he also had an option of breaking the Shiv Sena. I think I know that he's not politically very strong, or numbers really don't do any justice to his leadership or whatever. But Raj Thackeray did not break Shiv Sena. He just went and did his own, his own show. Whether he's successful or not, that is a different thing. But he said, I will start. We will start from scratch, because he knew that even if Bal Thackeray later, we had heard that Bal Thackeray said, "Oh, we were contemplating this. You handle this, you handle this." It would have never worked. And I think the NCP experiment shows that it never worked. It would never work.
True. So two questions have been asked here. So someone has written, I heard some political analysts saying one of four parties will diminish or become irrelevant in the next 15 years. Each party in the Mahavikas Aghadi had a 16% vote share. Which party do you think in the next 15 to 20 years will become irrelevant? Oh, that's hard to predict.
It's very hard to predict. Very hard to predict. But I feel that this is my take on it. That the NCP cadre has tremendous faith in Ajit Pawar. Ajit Pawar will be very, very strong if Sharad Pawar creates a new party. And he actually, in that press conference, he just dismissed, we can always start with a new name and a new symbol. So he might be contemplating also. If Sharad Pawar starts his own party, I literally see it dying, because the cadre will shift. It's a lesson to everybody, to plan their political exits also. It's a big lesson. Now there are multiple lessons in this NCP thing. In between the Thackeray and Shinde, I think this battle will continue, because whether we like it or not, there are diehard Thackeray supporters. I'm not saying Uddhav Thackeray supporters, but there are diehard. Balasaheb Thackeray had told us when he was very old, take care of my son. People actually believe that even today. So I would say the real battle will be the Shinde UBT battle will continue. It will have its, Shinde will have to really outperform. That is the only way out. And for me, the tragedy would be, for all now the Congress will disintegrate, because I don't know what is the lack of interest of the central leadership of the Congress in Maharashtra. I mean, what do you make out of it?
They have any interest in any leadership in Maharashtra Chodo in India? I mean, that's the question we need to ask ourselves.
Why is Kharge not here? Why is Kharge not here?
Well, Kharge doesn't care, right? He's handling Karnataka. He's very happy in a winning state. He's like, me
नहीं,
jinklo.
but यहाँ तो आप हो at a good position.
Yeah,
अच्छी
but
position है आपकी पार्टी की यहाँ पे भैया.
yeah, but he doesn't care, right? Think like him. Like he's like, I won, I am there. जहाँ जीते हैं वहाँ बात करें, kind of a situation, right? Go where there is victory. And listen, the Congress, I think, is a party without a plan. They don't have a
Yes.
plan anymore. They just go by whatever the wind flows, and they just do absurd things. Like even on the whole uniform civil code thing, you look at how smart Arvind Kejriwal's answer was. He's like, we
Yeah.
can't oppose something that we have not read. So on paper we support the idea of the uniform civil code, but we need to see the document, then we can say we actually vote for or against it. But look at the Congress, as always, they are headless chickens, clueless as
But
always.
my gut feeling is Mrs. Gandhi will be damn upset with Mr. Pawar because honestly, she was not at all keen to be part of the MVA. He literally, like, the Congress was literally like brought into the alliance. She was totally,
Yeah.
and the Thackeray son and the son and the father went to meet her, even see the pictures. They have never like reciprocated or spoken about them or whatever. He tried very hard, but they did not. The Congress maintained its distance, the national leadership, from the Thackerays. The Thackerays went crazy. इंदिरा गांधी's anniversary, उसको ये माला पहनाओ and all, वो सब किया उन्होंने. खुद के फादर का भूल गए, but गांधी फैमिली की बहुत पूजा की 2.5 साल में. But I think the way the whole thing was, the way MBA collapsed, and the fact that, I mean, my God, even Sharad Pawar was so damn pissed off. Like he said, I mean, imagine Uddhav Thackeray didn't even calling us. Actually, his book is such a. I wish the English version or the Hindi version of this book comes out. I think the English version is already out. Where he says that what kind of CM is this? We are part of the alliance. Before you are resigning, you are not even telling us. You are not even taking our opinion, and you resigned. It's terrible. That book is very quietly, all the stories around that book is being quietly buried. I ask all our readers if you can get hold of Lokamacha Sangati. I think there is an English version. Please read this book and laugh your hearts out. So I feel that Mrs. Gandhi must be damn pissed off. She must be thinking, I'm done with this man now.
What did you make of that social media rumor? Pawar Saab will come back in Congress now.
And these people are so stupid now. I must tell you, these select, I will not take their names. At some point, I worked with them. These journalists in Delhi and some of these journalists in Maharashtra, they are like enamored with Sharad Pawar. I once asked, once I had interviewed Supriya Sule and asked her, she said, I don't know who these people, I don't know why they keep on writing about my father. They are like enamored. उन्होंने उसको like बड़ा, as if, some out of this, persona बना दिया है. The numbers do not justify it. The conduct, and in fact, Ajit Pawar said it, I must say the last speech of Ajit Pawar on the dais, he said, when I look at Aam Aadmi Party, they are ruling on their own in 2 states. When I look at Trinamool Congress, they are ruling West Bengal on their own. What about us? Have we ever ruled Maharashtra on our own? कचरा कर दिया, वो speech भी गए. Some of these speeches get never reported, in the media. He actually said it. हमारा क्या, हमने तो आज तक इसके साथ हम गए, फिर उसके साथ गए, इसके साथ जा जाके we are in the government. हमने थोड़ी, we never had a complete mandate in Maharashtra, and that justifies my statement when I say that this is not a pan Maharashtra party.
Yeah, it isn't. And most people who don't know Maharashtra politics keep talking about that. Okay, one more question was BJP, maybe they do not want any resistance in projects such as the Vadhavan port, hence they are going with the NCP. Or also they have never been able to successfully make inroads in areas such as Baramati, Kolhapur since the last 2 elections. Do you think these are the reasons for them taking the NCP
So
on?
the BJP wants to enter, Western Maharashtra and means the NCP, but now they don't have to because Ajit Pawar is there to get all the votes. And I want to say this, and again with great sense of responsibility, I'm saying this. 2024 Lok Sabha elections, the Baramati Lok Sabha constituency would be the Amethi of India. I'm saying this. That constituency is not safe for the NCP. And the BJP has been working on it along all the 5 or the 4 Vidhan Sabha, the assembly constituencies. You will be in for a huge surprise in Baramati in 2024.
So can we see a Supriya Sule versus Ajit Pawar in Baramati?
You never know. But I'm saying Baramati is shaky. Even last time Baramati was a very big, very solid fight. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
so
it was.
I think the battle I will not be surprised that the battle against Uddhav Thackeray will be taken in the BMC. I won't be surprised if national leaders land up in our city, Kushal, for the elections. आ जाएंगे सब यहाँ पे. Too much is at stake. It's the richest municipal corporation in the country. I mean, the money 50,000, 60,000 crores के FDs है बाबा, कोई मजाक नहीं है इधर. So that and Baramati, you heard it from me. Baramati Lok Sabha elections will be to watch out for, guys. It will be a battle royale like Amethi we saw last time.
Yeah, I think Maharashtra, one last thing, and I want like to hear your views on this as, we are two citizens of Mumbai and Maharashtra. Do you think we take the award now as the most entertaining state of India officially back from the northern states?
100% we must charge everybody. Because I'm telling you guys, my gut feeling, I meet all of them and I ask them, आप कहाँ हो, आप किधर हो, आपका क्या प्लान है? These are the three questions. Because सुबह से मुझे दो लोग मिले हैं जो one was with उद्धव ठाकरे and now telling me I'm with शिंदे. और शिंदे का आदमी कह रहा है मेरा कोई भरोसा नहीं है. तेरा भरोसा नहीं मीन्स क्या? तेरा सीएम है और तेरा ही भरोसा नहीं. So it is like a as of now थोड़ा free for all चल रहा है. But we have been like imagine यार 2019 से हम लोगों ने फ्री एंटरटेनमेंट शुरू की, चल रहा है. एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू गाइस, पिक्चर अभी बाकी है, कुछ भी हो
Yes.
सकता है,
Yeah,
कुछ भी हो
and you never know. After 5 days, again, some kahani
सकता
mein twist aa jaye.
है.
Yes. So on that very positive note, Smita, as always, pleasure talking to you. And may Maharashtra and its politics entertain people forever. Thanks again.
थैंक यू गाइस, थैंक यू, थैंक्स कुशल.
All right, guys, we'll wrap today's discussion up. But before we wrap it up, once again, I'll remind everyone, please go and follow Smita on Twitter. Her social media handle is going to be in the description of the link whether you're listening to it on Spotify or you're watching this on YouTube. Also, please subscribe to the Charvak Podcast YouTube channel, like this video, and leave your comments over there. This is now becoming Game of Thrones Maharashtra version. So, who do you think will be the one coming on top in 2004? All of 2024. I'm sorry. So, all of you in the comment section, tell me who's your favorite Game of Thrones character and which Maharashtra politician comes close to the Game of Thrones characters. And please support the Charvak Podcast if you can. Become a member if you can, whether it's YouTube, Fanmo, Patreon. Buy the merchandise or send your donations to UPI. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care. Bye.